What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If you want to watch my live streams every single day, tomorrow I'm actually starting a new 25K challenge account. I'm literally going to trade it all on stream. Okay, I have the rules for it, and you can see me execute. So if you want to join before I raise my prices, would recommend doing that. Up to you, though. Alerts won't save you because you're probably going to copy my trade, then overtrade in the afternoon. But that's another thing. So yeah, click the WAP link in the description if you want to do that. And the other thing is, if you want to do this challenge with me or you want to do your own challenge, I would recommend buying an Apex account. They're 71% off right now. Just use a code in the description under the Apex link, and yeah, you're good to go. All right, so because ICT is not making videos or because he didn't really tweet, I'm just going to show you my thoughts on my weekly outlook and a little review on today. I already posted one of these in my premium Discord. I kind of reviewed my own certain plays I take in my own private one, but I'm going to kind of review the market as a whole today. I'm not really going to talk about my plays at all, but I'm going to review the market as a whole, okay? Because I think it's important to understand today. The first thing that I noticed, okay, in the weekly is I think we're going to go to sell side here. It's fairly obvious why I think that, but you can see we're reacting nicely from this fair value gap, and these are equal lows down here. Okay, relative equal lows. So I'm assuming ICT thinks the same thing. This is what I want. Okay, they're kind of, yeah, I wouldn't really consider these equals, but these for sure. Really the next target would be right here. All right, that's pretty obvious. And ideally, I want to see a fair value gap for him here. The problem with tomorrow is, yes, technically it would be TAGIF. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be interesting because technically it's CJF, which basically means we're at the low of the week. We're probably not going to close here. So, I mean, if we get put a fair value gap in, even like something like this, that'd be good enough for me. Like retrace 100 points tomorrow maybe. But eventually, I do want the sell side. So that was kind of my bias going into today. And you can see in the 4-hour, we finally closed under this fair value gap, right? So that means we should go to here. Okay, these equal lows down here, right? So hopefully if we form this as a 4-hour fair value gap as well, that'd be a good sign. And again, like I said, this is the next target. So coming in today, I knew Powell had to speak, and I was kind of just, I didn't really take any plays today besides I just took a 5-minute long, so or a 1-minute inverse long. The only play I really liked it open was it was this run right here. I saw us respecting this fair value gap quite a bit, so I figured if we closed over it, we'd go higher. And I took it on this close. Okay, it was kind of a 1-to-1 RR here. But I saw these little 2 equal highs, and I was like, okay, I'm taking here. And I ended up scaling about half here, went like an instant 15 points, and I ended up getting stopped the rest at break even. So that was the only play I was interested in. Now, how many people do you think took this? Probably a lot. I've talked about this before, but this is 50-50, and this is definitely a gem you should definitely want to hear. But whenever I see us not hit buy side, and then we go down to the fair value gap in the same leg that did not hit buy side, these are hit or miss. These do not work every time. Does everyone understand what I'm saying? I wish you guys could type, yo, if you got this far, type 1 in chat if you understand what I'm saying in the comment section. What I'm saying is, you can see, here's just the swing low, the last swing low before this fair value gap traded. We don't get any swing low here. We don't get a swing low here. We don't get a swing low here. We don't get a swing low here. And then we form a swing high. And price fails to hit this objective. And then without forming another swing low, price comes back into this fair value gap. And meanwhile, all these ICT traders are going to be like, oh, we never hit buy side. We have to go hit this high now. Okay. And whenever we go down to that same fair value gap in the same leg, see how this is just one leg that failed to hit buy side? See how we never got any new swing lows? That fair value gap is 50-50. I don't know what it is about these. They look textbook. I used to take these all the time, and they fail on me half the time. So I just stopped touching these. Now, if we formed like a new swing low here, then yeah, I would have liked it. But we never formed any new swing low in this whole leg. So I just stayed out of that, and I know a few ICT traders who did take a loss in that, okay? And even with equal highs, it happens with equal highs too. If we get a fair value gap up to equal highs and don't hit the equal highs, that fair value gap we create is hit or miss. It has to be like a whole nother one from earlier or something, and then we get like a new one. But that, if we fail to hit buy side and we go back down to this fair value gap, this is 50-50. Again, this is just something I learned from experience and watching the chart, okay? Not something I can really say why, but you'll see it in the charts eventually. So we did that. And then we got this slight inverse here. And the only reason why I didn't like this is because we violated this and we never took this low. And we came pretty close and didn't take it. So I was like, okay, this is probably not going to work. This is not a high probability setup because we just didn't take this low. So I didn't really like that. And then we kind of got this. And I was like, okay, at this point, I kind of was interested in long. I did kind of like this. So it didn't look bad. The only reason I didn't take it was because I was like, okay, it's getting to 11 o'clock. We know J Powell speaks at 12. And if it was any other speaker, I probably would have taken this. You can see it did hit the first target. See this? We formed equal highs. And if you did long, and it did hit the first target. So it would have been a break-even play if I did take it. But knowing the personality and the market and having the screen time, I know how much the market loves J Powell. So J Powell is going to be one of the biggest things you want to wait to trade until he speaks for. If it was anyone else, I would have just slapped that. But J Powell, we know what the market does when he speaks. And if you got to think about it from a logical perspective, if you know the market's going to move a lot when J Powell speaks, we need to generate liquidity somehow. Okay. And this is how I generate liquidity before J Powell speaks. We get all this really bad price action, right? And it creates a ton of liquidity. You can even see here, perfect inverse delivery out of this woman if right to the left. This fails. Okay, another one you can clearly see right here. We close above. This fails. This one did work, this bearish inverse right here. But you can see 2 fails, 1 win. I didn't take any of these because I knew J Powell was going to have probably a big impact, so I just waited at that point. And then I didn't touch any of this. The only thing I did see here was I was like, okay, this is kind of low resistance liquidity. I figured we probably would break it, but again, I didn't touch it. And we got that. So then we got J Powell, and I saw this delivery from this quick wick down, and I was like, and I didn't really understand. I was like, why did we wick down there and stop there? And I was on the 1 minute at the time, so I didn't really see this. And I went to the 5 minute. I'm like, okay, we just bounced from a 5 minute. And in that moment, when I went from the 1 minute to the 5 minute and knew we were delivering off an actually something meaningful, I was like, okay, this should be good long. I remember earlier we came really close to this buy side, but didn't hit it. So what does that mean? Okay, I always say this every time in these videos, but that usually means we're going to go back up to this high. And this was like a 40-point long. I alerted this in my Discord, and that was a nice play. So we got that, and then the other play I did like was when we hit that buy side. I like this play right here. Now, I know some of you guys are probably going to ask about this right here. Why didn't I short this? Not really any specific reason. I did not short this because ES held its own. ES was in the same one, and ES never closed below. Okay, if you look at ES real quick here. See how ES held here? It held this 2 minute fair value gap. I know we hit buy side, and I know I would expect this to dump here, but ES kind of held, so I just didn't touch that on NQ. But then this one where I was like, okay, ES really dumped there. Look how big this candle was. And then I was like, okay, NQ dump and ES dump. This should now go down. And keep in mind, I had the data low marked here, and you know how much I love these data lows. And I ended up taking a short. It was another 60-point short on these data lows. And I liked it because we swept buy side twice. In this case, we swept buy side once and then swept it again right here. Okay. And yeah, data lows. So we got that. And then that was kind of it for me. There was one more where I thought we were gonna go to these equal highs, and I was completely wrong. You can see we formed perfect equal highs right here. See this? Perfect equal highs, and I ended up taking an L on this long. I tried longing when this BPR was broken, and it was up like 15 points. And I took this on an eval account, so I didn't scale or boom, I saw the break even when I should have. That's where I went wrong. But I figured we'd hit the equal highs. And before you guys go in the comments and be like, oh, that was an SMT with YM. I know it was an SMT, guys. I figured it would break. That was a wrong move by me. I should have gambled on that. I should have sold when SMT, when YM hit the high. See this? See how YM hit the high here, but NQ didn't. That's when I should have sold, and I fumbled that pretty hard. But it's a nice learning lesson. So that was an L, and then this was the silver bullet short, which I didn't touch anything at this point. This was the silver bullet short. We had another 1 minute set that this was just all sloppy time distortion. This ended up failing. This failed and this failed. So you can see inversions to the both sides end up failing here because close above, close below, close above, close below, right? That's just price action you don't want to trade. But the one thing with this was we were forming a lot of low resistance liquidity. So I was like, yeah, this is probably going to be the silver bullet short back to low day. And immediately when I saw this candle, I kind of alerted this in my Discord. I was like, okay, we're probably going to go to this low now. And again, not something I was expecting any of them to take at that time. I was just honestly watching price. I was done for the day. And then none of this I touched. I was done by that point. Although this was definitely quite interesting. Little V-shaped recovery here and then V-shaped recovery down. I don't know what this was, but again, I didn't really touch any of this anyway. So yeah, so where I'm looking for is definitely shorts down to here. This looks like it's going to be closed before our favorite rally gap. This will be my condition for tomorrow, okay? As long as you don't trade back above this and this like kind of order block, this 4-hour order block here combined with this inversion, as long as we do this, we should just go down the sell side, okay? Anywhere from here, I just don't want to see us go way above this, right? I don't want to see us hold this. So that's kind of my outlook for tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and other than that, peace.